Frankie, the Vezina Trophy odds are on FanDuel. Connor Hellebuyck is such an enormous favorite, you'd have to bet $200 just to win $1. But the NHLPA voted on who the players think is the best goalie, and Hellebuyck finished third behind both Andrei Vasilevskiy and Igor Shesterkin. Hellebuyck only got 15% of the vote. Frankie, you vote for the NHL All-Star team. Who did you pick as the league's first-team goalie?
I have Connor Hellebuyck, Gino, but let me just take you into the mind of players that are actually playing in the league. First of all, a lot of the opinions when you're playing in the league, they become deeply entrenched. So you know Andrei Vasilevskiy for the type of goalie that he is. You've seen what he's done in the playoffs, and you start to take other things into account, like Connor Hellebuyck is a very technically sound goaltender. A lot of shots seem to hit him in the chest. I would say he's really efficient in how he moves. There's an element of athleticism to someone like Vasilevskiy or Shesterkin where they have made saves that they have no business making because they're overly athletic. And I would say it's a compliment to Connor Hellebuyck in the sense that he doesn't have to rely on that because his movements are so clean, so efficient. A lot of shots just seem to hit him in the chest. But, you know, that with the fact that a lot of players have their opinions already kind of deeply entrenched, and that's what you get. But watching what Connor Hellebuyck did this season, he absolutely is the best goaltender in the NHL right now this year and deserves to win the Vezina and likely will get a lot of votes when it comes to the Hart consideration as well.
He may not be the flashiest, but he certainly gets the job done. All right, so the Jets are 19 points ahead of the Wild, 20 ahead of the Blues, 22 up on the Flames. Hellebuyck is going to face one of those teams in the opening round. Which, if any, of those options should give Winnipeg cause for concern?
The obvious answer for me is the St. Louis Blues. They're the second hottest team in the NHL since coming back from the Four Nations face-off break. And there's a lot that St. Louis does well. They have good goaltending. They defend really well. There's a lot of experience on their blue line. Not to mention that up front, their top six has been, one of the hottest top sixes in the NHL for quite some time right now. So it is clear cut. It's the St. Louis Blues. But that doesn't mean that Winnipeg has to be overly worried. Winnipeg just has to take care of their own backyard. They have to play their game. They have to be the same team that they were in the regular season come playoff time. Because 2 years in a row now, Gino, they've completely abandoned that. Goaltending hasn't been good enough. Special teams not good enough. Not winning matchups higher in the lineup. If they just do what they do well in the regular season, they will be fine no matter if they're playing St. Louis, Minnesota, or the Calgary Flames.
How do you communicate that to a team as they get set for the playoffs? How do you help them have that kind of confidence that you say maybe they haven't experienced yet?
I think you just fire up the highlight reel from this season. Of course you're going to do your pre-scout. You're going to know everything that there is to know about the opposition. But maybe you have to throw in the good times roll at the end of everything, just to remind your players how good we can be. And start higher in the lineup and go all the way through the lineup. You show guys like Mark Scheifele and Kyle Connor how they can take over a game alongside Gabe Vilardi. You show the second line how dynamic and offensive they can be, especially attacking off the rush. You show the third line how great they can be in matchup situations. And you show the fourth line that they're not your token fourth line. They bring a lot to the table. Go through that with your defenseman, go through that with your goaltender, and now all of a sudden you have it, you know what the other team is doing, but you're not so much fixated on it. You're like, okay, we know what you're coming with, but we also remember the good times and the highlight reel that we put together this season. It's a good little reminder to have some confidence in your group's ability come playoff time.
Jets play their last game of the regular season tomorrow against the Ducks. A loss in regulation will give Winnipeg the exact same record as last year's President's Trophy winner, the New York Rangers.